Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy Musarel. I'm back with another motherfucking session. Hey. Alright, so I don't know. We ain't here, man. I just wanted to come out here and just talk to y'all today. I mean, we out here just doing what we do best. And that's getting in tune with the people, like, you know what I mean? That's what I do best, of course. Natural networker. I mean, you know how I get down. Like, I just want y'all to understand that it's a lot of things that I want everybody to start getting in tune with. And that's the main thing I want to talk about. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I want everybody to get in tune with themselves. I want you to be creative. Create. The best form of anything to me is tapping into your creativity. Like, so I feel like if you can't tap into your creativity, I urge you to find a way to do so. Find what you like valuable at and bring that to the table. Like what's going on with the world? What's going on with the population, man? What's going on? What up, my nigga? How we doing? We out here, man. Let me see what we do. Yeah, I was just on Instagram Live and all that, and wasn't really doing what I wanted it to do, to be honest with you, like, cause I ain't been up there so long. I like jumping platform to platform, like, you know what I mean, trying to tell y'all how we doing, like, you know what I mean. A lot of times when I jump platform to platform, I do that just to spread out my reach, like, just so y'all can know I'm out here creating, man. Like, that's what I do best, like, you know what I mean. So what we gonna do right now is go into something real quick. That's what we're gonna do. Let's close that track up. Open up another track. Now this right here, I made this beat right here. This a drill beat. You know what I mean, so before I play this, actually, we're gonna start doing a few other things. Like, we're gonna get y'all in tune with how I get down. Like, you know what I mean, like, we just gonna chill. I'm out here. The floor is open for anybody for questions or suggestions, or let me know if you could hear me clearly, like all that type of stuff. Like, you know what I mean, I know I should have did a sound check before I hit record. That would have been a logical thing to do, but that's another valuable point. We can't always think with logic, and that's what I'm starting to understand. Like, I used to always get lost in my creative mind, which is right brain, and as of late, it's like when I hit my 30s, logical brain took over. Not a bad thing all the time, but in a lot of situations, we got to go with the flow, because thinking logically is ideal. But a lot of times you got to think creative, like creativity wise. Like, you know what I mean, creatively, it's a lot of things we could do. So I want people to understand there's a lot of ways you could express creativity. I want people to understand that I do it through music. I do it through cooking food. I do it through expressing in the oldest way possible through communication. You know what I mean? And with me being well-versed in communication, one of the main ways that I can translate well to the world is through the universal language, which is music. And what is another universal language is love. Like, you get what I'm saying? So if I could, like, spread this positivity out here with music, whatever frequency I vibrate on, like, you get what I'm saying? I want y'all to understand, as a human being, you have many layers to you. So you can't box yourself into one layer of what you are as a human being. First and foremost, I don't know what the hell I just did. I seen the notification up there and I just try to swipe it off. But as a human being, I want y'all to understand it's a lot of parts of us as layers. Like, I don't want us to start getting blinded by titles or putting labels on things, like, or he's this, or he's that, or she's this, or she's that. Because once you accept that, you're doomed to be typecasted as that. You know what I mean? I hate to use movie terms as casting, but this literally is the movie of your life. This right here is not scripted, though. I'm speaking. I'm reaching. But not in a bad way. I'm reaching out to what I'm trying to, like, divulge on y'all today. I want y'all to understand another thing, diving back into that conversation of layers of people. Now, there can be layers of people that you may have met. There could be layers of people that you may have not met. And what I mean by that, let me clarify that. That means there's a person that you think you know. You may have known this person 20 plus years, maybe 10 years, 5 years. But that's only one side of that person that you may have seen based on the energy that you two may share together. Because I realized that every conversation and every situation, it births a new spirit, negative or positive. That's what I'm starting to realize. So what spirits are you birthing with your conversation? Good looking, bro. Appreciate you, man. It's a double screen, too. I ain't mean to. Yeah, nigga, we out here. Like, let's get back into what we trying to divulge here today on this platform. Now, I want everybody to be fully understanding when I try to explain this right here. Now, back to what I was saying. Now, I want y'all to comprehend what I'm trying to explain to you. Energy is everything. I mean, energy and motion is emotion, right? So certain emotions that we project out here create certain things in my mind. So I look at it like, if we got a lot of things out here that we want to bring to the table as far as building, networking, it's nothing to it but to do it. Like, I know all these old sayings that have you thinking that I done heard that before, but I'm starting to realize that a lot of these old sayings have a lot of like grounds in what's going on right now in this era today. I don't know if it's because of me coming into my realization that, nigga, you an adult now. Like, I mean, not to say that I ain't been knew I was a grown ass man. I've been knew that, but reality settles in, and sometimes it makes you even look at the whole layers of people thing. And I want to get back into the blinded by titles thing. Like, a lot of us get blinded by titles, and a lot of us get put into our own boxes. Like, sometimes a character that we have was cracking, cuz a character that we have that we may have created, we got to live up to that character. Now, a lot of times that may be a negative character or a positive character, but once you create that character, it's on you if you want to live up to that character or you don't want to live up to that character. But then based on that character that you created, you might even get looked at as fake if you don't want to be that character no more. You might get looked at from some people's eyes as you changed up. That's what a lot of people say. A lot of people say I changed up, but I look at it like this. I ain't changed nothing but for the better. Like, right now, everything on my mind is about ascending and rising. Like, you get what I'm saying? Raising up. It's all about raising everything up in my life. Everybody comes into a point in their life where at their lowest and where they're at their highest. Just remember that when you at your highest, you were at your lowest. Don't look down on those other people that's at their lowest, because you understand life goes like this. Life is a wave. It goes just like that. Are you riding the wave or not? That's what we need to understand. So when it comes to life and these layers that I spoke of, I'm going to use me as an example. I'm a person of many layers, and I'm going to break this even down on the astrological level. Like, me, I'm a Libra. October 17th is my birthday. I'm a Libra, air sign. You know what to do. Them scales, baby. But I've also done a little more digging into who I am with my actual birth time and with my birthday. And I've come to realize that I'm an Aries moon and a Sagittarius rising. And there's a lot of deep concepts that goes into even that and how my energy operates. By me being a Libra that's always trying to beat a scale, I'm always trying to beat a scale. That's what it is. Being a Libra, you try to beat a scale. So what I had to understand as a Libra, I had to stop being the scale and step back and use the scale and weigh things out. So let's get back into these signs I was telling you about. Me being an Aries moon, that my Aries moon and my sun sign, which is my main sign, is a Libra. Libras and Aries are exact opposites, which means they may bump heads about a lot of things, but they actually complement each other. So I have two very rare energies fighting within me. There's the air energy, and then there's double fire, which is the Sagittarius energy from my rising sign, and the fire energy from my moon sign, which is Aries. So I want all of y'all to start to try to do your due diligence and do your research and do your natal charts. Find out what you got in your natal charts, birth charts. Like, I want y'all to understand I still do numerology. Like, I want y'all to understand I'm even recording this video right now in my studio because I want y'all to understand, even though I'm sitting here talking about these type of concepts, I don't want y'all to put me in a box as just an artist or just somebody who does music or rel. That's the woke dude that be talking that shit sometimes. But I honestly, however you may have met me or however you may have been introduced to me, it's always one resonating energy and one resonating frequency. And that's the main frequency I try to get over. So now let's get back to the part of me being a Libra, trying to be the scale, which left me off balance all over the place. Over here, put a little bit here, put a little bit there. You make me too mad, you tip my scales. Once I stepped back and started using the scale, that made me realize that your thoughts are not your thoughts. You understand what I'm saying? Our thoughts are part of the collective consciousness, is what I've come to realize. So that's why a lot of times when you come up with creative ideas, if you don't act on it immediately, that idea materializes somewhere else because somebody else tapped into that same frequency of the thought that you was just thinking, and now you lost that thought to them. Now you're going to have to wait for that loop to come back around. It's another cycle. Life is all about cycles, mad different stuff. Like I want y'all to understand it's a lot of different areas we could tap into. On videos that I'm going to be dropping in the future, it's going to be a little more structure. I'm going to start to write down topics and concepts so I could stay on point and stay on task. Because me also as a Libra, I'm all over the place. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but it's always all over the place in a good way. It's like controlled chaos. Like, that's what I've come to realize what my sign is. So what I want people to understand is I want everybody homework to be find out who you are, because now it gets back into those thoughts. If you know exactly who you are, nobody outside of you can persuade you to do anything that you don't want to do deep down within you. You understand what I'm saying? So I want all of us to get to an understanding level of there's a lot of things in our lives that we may create. We could create things in our lives just from a mentality we may have. Like, if you look at life with a negative perspective, you're only going to start to see negativity. And once you get caught in that hell on earth, there's very few things that could bring you out of that. You can have an awakening and get brought up out of that, but another person can't bring you out of that. They could spark something in you to help you get you out of that, but at the end of the day, listen to what I said, it's you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of shit out here that people don't even care about that people should be caring about. And it's a lot of things out here that people pay too much attention to that they don't need to pay attention to. Like, I want y'all to understand, we have a lot of control over what we let ruin our day or what we let make our day have joy. So at the end of the day, with that choice, why would you allow somebody else to ruin what you got going on if you already made up in your mind that that's what you're going to do? Because what I'm looking at it as is just simply this. If in my mind, I said that I'm going to drop a project, music, let's get to music now. If I said in my mind, I'm going to drop a project, by all means, in my mind, it's my duty to drop that project. Now, let's get back to these people that be around you that talk. It could be a certain energy that could be around you. It's all about the energies you put yourself around. So if you're around a bunch of people who got those negative goggles on, you go around tell them, yo, I'm about to drop a project. Nigga, you old, nigga. Why you dropping a project? Or this, and that. Not saying that I even hear that, because I don't really hear that like at the end of the day. That goes back into having confidence with yourself. Confidence overshadows a lot of stuff, and it's not being cocky. If you're not confident in what you're doing and what you're saying, anybody could knock that shit down. If you sitting here building a house right now and you ain't got no foundation, you ain't got nothing holding it together, no adhesives, no cohesiveness, none of that holding nothing together, that house gonna tumble as soon as a strong gust come by. It's just as simple as that. Like, I want people to understand that. Like, it's a lot of different scenarios that we like to put ourselves in. Like, even me, like, I know people know me as a person. Damn, like, when you get around Rel, you either gonna hear a bunch about music, you either gonna hear a bunch about some woke shit, some spirituality, some consciousness, zodiac signs, you're gonna hear about numerology. Like I said, everything's coming back full circle. This is the main thing. Everything is connected. It's coming back. So I want everybody to understand that there's certain things that you may see in yourself that other people may not see. That's why I said it's important for you to do your natal charts and figure out what your birth chart may hold. By me figuring out my numerology, I'm going to tap into some more stuff like that. I tapped into my numerology and I realized what master number I am. There's master numbers, all right? Master numbers are 11, 22, and 33. And then there's also the other numbers of numerology, which is numbers 1 through 9. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that all of these numbers are not special, or all these or one group of numbers is more special than the other group of numbers, because it doesn't work like that. Everybody has a role to play. What position do you play? Everybody has a role to play, because what we all have to understand, we are all living embodiments of the life force, the source, which is the Most High. We are all life forms experiencing like a form of reality through that. So our job is really set here on this planet right here, for me personally, is for everybody to create. I'm going to keep bringing that back around to that. And you cannot create if you are not grounded within who you are as a person. If you don't know who you are, anybody could tell you who you are, and you're going to run with that shit. And once you accept that shit, that is you. I want you to understand that. So as far as being a positive person, yeah, I'm a positive person. That's the foot that I put forward every day. Every time I wake up, the first thing I'm doing is thinking about ways I can make myself better, make my situation for my children better, things that I could do, things for the family, things that I could do to even make the world better. So back to what I was talking about being a Life Path 33. Life Path 33 is the master number of the master teacher. So my job here is to be the master teacher. Now, me being a person that have my foots on both sides of the tracks in a lot of areas of my life, meaning that I'm always going to be balanced. You know what I mean? And that goes back into me being a Libra and me using that scale, and instead of being that scale and being all off balance and all of that. So let's get back into that. So me being a master number 33, the master teacher's goal is to raise the frequency of the vibration of the world, raise the consciousness of everyone, teach everyone about spirituality, teach everyone that you don't need a building or anything to say that you're spiritual. Spirituality is not a religion. Like, that's what I want y'all to understand. A lot of people get caught in religion. I'm not a religious person, but I'm a very spiritual person. And what I mean, like, you got to look at what spirit is. Like I just said, different situations and different conversations create different spirits. So what spirit are you resonating with? Like I keep saying, like, I'm all over the place with this because that's me as a person, but I know how to make it work with this controlled chaos. Like, so I want everybody to get to a point where they start tapping into things that they didn't know they had. So even manifestation is something so deep. Like, you could manifest what you want in your life. And that goes back into what I was saying about the goggles you wearing. If you wear negative goggles, you ain't going to do shit but be a magnet to negative shit in your life. If all you exude is positivity, like I try to do every day, I try more so often to create more positive scenarios. So with that being said, if you want to create a positive scenario that's going to work for you, you have to know what your elements are. You have to know what makes you comfortable. You have to know what makes you tick. You have to know what makes you uncomfortable. You have to know all of these things about you and every situation that you tapping into. Because these are energies that you may not understand. Even with drinking, smoking, all of that. Like, I may smoke weed every now and then. I may drink every now and then. But me even waking up to the consciousness of what it is. Wine and spirits. Spirits. Back to spirits. Like I said, people hear spirits and they think evil. Spirits ain't evil. It's not nothing. It's not good or evil. And that's what we are as spiritual beings. We are the nothing. You get what I'm saying? It's okay to be nothing, because once you take a form of something, you are that. Do you understand that? And I'm not trying to take a form. I want to be formless. Now I understand what Bruce Lee was saying when he said be water. I'm going to be water. And the only reason why I'm sitting here in this frequency right here is because I'm trapped in this body right here. And the thing is, it's not even a bad reason for me being trapped in this body. Like I said, I'm here to serve a purpose. Master number 33. So holla at me if you need your numerology done. I'm going to do your life path number. I'm going to tell you exactly where you're supposed to be, what path you're supposed to be on. It's simple. Like, I want y'all to understand everything in our lives we have complete control over. We have complete control over it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, really what I want y'all to understand now, if there's a part of yourself that you want to murder right now, I hate to say those words, but literally that's symbolism right there. There's a life and a death key to everything. You have to kill something metaphorically that doesn't serve you anymore. Things that no longer serve you, you gotta kill that shit. Because if you don't kill it, it's gonna kill you. You understand what I'm saying? Everything, my nigga. Like, literally, if you don't kill what is plaguing you, it will become a plague for you and everybody else in your life. Do you want to be the negative person that drags down the vibe of every place where you go? Nah, I don't think that people understand that. I want people to understand that we are, in other words, we are creators. And being a creator is a lightning force. Like, you get what I'm saying? The masculine force is lightning. The feminine force is magnetism. Electromagnetism is unison between the two forces. And that's when we get into all that motherfucking, that chakra talk. We get into Kundalini energy, which is the light serpent that run up your back. We could get into all of that. I'm just gradually expanding the waters that I'm talking about, which is also your waves of emotions is waters. That's why they say a lot of water signs are emotional, but it's different levels of emotion for certain water signs. Like, literally, emotions isn't a bad thing. What people gotta understand, even with cancers, like, my fiance is a cancer, so I understand. But this is what you gotta understand. Even with cancers, they are like a channel. They are like a lightning rod in the middle of a frequency storm or whatever you may call it. And they can tap into the energies. They can feel the energy in the room. And if they not in tune with their spirituality, they won't know what that is. And they'll mistake that for that being their feeling and their energy. That could be their thoughts. It's not their thoughts. That's that with a lot of us. Because that's why I say check your natal chart. You might be an air sign that got fire and air. And you might be an air sign that got fire and water in your chart. You might be an earth sign that got a lot of water in your chart. You might, like, vice versa. All the signs could be interchangeable and switched around between each other. But the main goal of this whole live right now, I want people to know that there's many layers to people, and don't judge people based on what you think they are. Give them a chance to prove what they are for themselves. Because at the end of the day, we all having our own separate experiences. So I'm not about to sit here and push my teachers on people and make people feel like what I'm saying is the right thing or what you're saying is the wrong thing. You got to make it right for you. You have to make it so that it shines through you without you having to say it. Like, people know what you are about when you walk in the room without you having to say it. That's why I could walk in a room and you could feel my energy and know exactly what I'm about, and I could go in there and be goofy as hell if I want to. I can go in there and be a fucking mime if I want to, be quiet as hell. But you feel my energy because we tapping back into the source of speaking without speaking. Once we started speaking, we trapped ourselves. That's when the spells and crafts, we work on our craft, right? Spelling, spells. Words are spells, right? Once we started spelling, we cursed ourselves. That's how I feel. So there's times where I talk so fucking much that I feel like from now on, I'm about to just start making videos like this. I'm just going to start hitting record every time I want to vent and talk like this. It might not always be live. It's going to be videos I may post on YouTube. That's what I'm going to start doing. Like, I'm about to just start letting it all fly because I realize a lot of people that I want to deliver these messages to, it may fly over their heads. Not because they don't understand what I'm saying. A lot of times my delivery could be a little too intense. A lot of times, the way my mind works, I jump all over the place because I'm going back and forth between logical and creative. I'm finding ways to marry both of my brains together, my right brain and my left brain. It's all about balance at the end of the day. Once you balance, it's like, you know how they go around, they try to say that being a jack of all trades is horrible, right? In my mind, being a jack of all trades is the best thing that you can be. Because you learn a little bit about everything, so that way any point in time, you can expand on that one thing and be the greatest at that. But the moment that you say that you specialize in one thing, that's when you doom yourself. That's all it's about. So what I want people to understand, I want you to get more in touch with who you are as a soul, as a spirit. Fuck this body. Fuck all this physical shit. Fuck all this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like everything, like what I'm starting to realize, everything that you hold and you start to feel like you possess it and you control it, that's a form of worshiping. You understand what I'm saying? Like in my mind, so even me being in love with music, I have to find myself falling back from it at times. Not saying that it's a bad thing. Everything has to be done in moderation is what I'm really realizing. I heard a bunch of old school people say it, but that's true. Once you allow something to be like too in tune with who you are, like basically put it like this. You know Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa as the weed niggas. You get what I'm saying? For a while, you knew Method Man and Redman as the weed niggas. Meth done moved up and did other things, and now you don't look at him as that anymore. And that goes back into what I'm saying. Everything that we do, everybody's watching. But who gives a fuck? Because at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is I want to bring all this shit full circle. At the end of the day, nobody is nobody. Nobody is nothing. And that's the problem. Everybody trying to compare something to something. Once you say that you're this, there's always going to be an exact opposite to what you are. And there's always going to be a fucking battle, my nigga. That's how I look at it. What's going on, my people? Salute y'all. Like, it's always going to be a constant battle. Every time you pick a side in any situation, there's always going to be an opposing force to come knock that down or try to oppose what you got going on. And are you strong enough to do that? A lot of times, we welcome in energies into our life that either we're greater than, and we don't understand that we're giving our power to an energy that's lower than us. Or there's situations where the situation will be flipped and we can be giving ourselves to something that's so sinister and so negative that by the time we realize what we put our energy into, it's already too late. You meet your demise. So this is what I'm saying. Let's go back to the fluidity of this conversation when I was talking about being water. Everybody has to get to a point and a natural understanding that it's a lot of things out here that we are not meant to understand. Let's just understand that. Everybody will understand things along their journey at their own pace. There's things that I learned years ago that I didn't realize what it meant until now. And those are your epiphany moments, your aha moments. Like, you know what I mean? Those are the moments where you start to realize, damn, this was a journey. This was a test this whole time. This shit right here put me on the path for me to even do this. Like, and now I understand why a lot of my efforts in life have been opposed. Because I stand so strong in whatever I represent. So there's always going to be opposition. And when that energy is so great to the point where it's like you're bottling all this energy in this small little area, it's going to come to a head at one point. It's going to explode. And that goes with emotions as well. That goes with passive aggressive people. At one point, I used to do that dumb shit. I'll sit there and be secretly mad at people for months. And then when I snap on their ass, they looking at me like I'm a fucking lunatic. But in all reality, I did myself a disservice by letting that energy become concentrated in one area and not giving it an outlet. And that's what I get back into the first conversation that we had on this live. Creativity. Find an outlet before you fucking explode. That's the message. Now, I want everybody to understand that the message that I want everybody to get across is a few. Can't almost see. Force is trying to stop me from fucking talking. But let's get back to that. There's a few things I want y'all to understand, and this is your homework for the night. Number one, be yourself. And what I mean by being yourself, tap into who you are. Once you figure out who you are, you capitalize on that. Because when you figure out who you are, there's no trapping you in no world of who they think you are and who you used to be. Like, none of this shit is real. None of this shit exists. You can be the fucking architect of all this shit. You could build it. You could destroy it. You are the creator. You are the destroyer. You are both. You understand what I'm saying? You are a positive force. You are a negative force. You are what you choose to put your energy into. So if I choose to put my energy into dropping jewels every day, I'm going to fucking do that shit. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of times where I may overwhelm people with this shit that I'm saying. But at this point in time, I don't care because I have to do this. This is what I have to do. This is my purpose. This is what I was put here to do. And like I said, this was a decoy. You hide the medicine in the fucking candy. I had this studio set up behind me on purpose because I wanted y'all to think that I was going to play some of my songs today. I might play some songs now because I'm here. I've been here this long right now. But this right here is just to let you know that everything in life is based on perception. What do you perceive? Oh, there go Mozzarella, that rapping nigga. Let me hear some of his songs. I don't even know what he doing music about. What is this? Like, literally, that's what people do. And this right here is a fake out for you. This is something to promote thinking. This is something to provoke thinking, actually, as well. I want y'all to start to dig deep within yourselves and challenge those parts about yourself that you're scared to tap into. The parts of yourself that you run from, those are the parts that manifest into people that's in your life. If there's a part of you that you fight every day that you try to keep compressed and suppressed, that shit will manifest in a person at your job that you hate. Not saying you hate them, but that it will manifest in your life. Something that you really don't like about yourself, if you don't address that shit, it will show up in a form of anything. It's going to show up in the form of a habit. Like I said, everything creates spirits. And that spirit, once your body is full of a bunch of spirits, that's when you become deranged. That's when you start losing your mind. Everything you do creates a spirit. So at the end of the day, you're accountable for how many spirits you created. Did you create a bunch of negative spirits that's going to drag you down in life and give you hell on earth? Are you going to surround yourself with a bunch of positive spirits that you created that's going to elevate you? It's your choice. Do you want to elevate and ascend, or do you want to fall into damnation and descend? And that's the question, man. Like literally, I have these type of conversations with people every day. I walk up to random people and just pick their brains and see what they think about certain things. And then the more I talk to people, the more I realize that everything that I've done on my journey has made me realize that everything is truly connected. Like, I could be talking to somebody about something that has nothing to do with spirituality, and before I know it, the conversation is on spirituality. It's not that I'm doing it, but it's because, like I said, I have those goggles on of seeing positivity, of raising spirituality and raising consciousness. So by me having those thoughts on my head, and by me always having a thought of a creative expression on my mind, that's why I'm always in those scenarios where there's going to be some creating going on. There's going to be some debating going on, but there's always going to be building going on, because that's what I'm about. Like, I don't have the destroyer energy like I used to have. Like, at one point in time, I tapped into that destroyer energy, and it almost destroyed me. Like I said, you have to be careful with the energies that you decide to channel through your vessel. Because you channel the wrong energies, it could be suicidal, it could be destructive. It could be certain things that you don't know that you tapping into. Even shit that you do every day at a certain time is rituals. Everything we do every day is fucking rituals. Like, you see how they go around and they taboo and cliche everything that's going on, or everything that actually means something that holds some type of value, they demonize that shit. They make it look evil. What do you think that means? Like, do you think that you on to something when you get a lot of resistance? I seen a fucking meme one time, and it's crazy how you can learn things from memes too. If you're open, like I said, if you got those goggles on to see those things. I saw a meme. They said life is a lot like a James Bond 007 game, right? And in the 007 games, right, there gets a point in the game where there's no more people on that level to kill, right? You searching around, you're like, damn, there's no more people. I ran around this same area a bunch of times. This game is corny. Like, what am I supposed to do? You know what happens? Right when you start seeing more bad guys, aka more resistance, you're going the right fucking way. You're going the right way. Do you understand that? Once you feel resistance, that means you on the right path. Because ain't nothing easy about a path that has never been traveled. There's going to be resistance. There's going to be unforeseen obstacles on that obstacle course. Because life is an obstacle course. You might think it's smooth sailing, but it's not. But it's on you to trek through the motherfucking terrain and get to the other side. Like, you get what I'm saying? There's always a up. There's always a down. Like I'm going to keep saying. There's always, and like I keep saying, once you pick a up, once you pick a down, whatever you pick, there's always going to be an opposite of what you talking about, man. Stay blessed, people. Kings and queens, you understand? Like I just told you, I'm doing numerology readings. I'm doing life coaching sessions. Whatever you need, just holla at me, man. Like my inbox is open to anybody who needs any type of advice about anything, man. I feel like trial and error and learning lessons is your best teacher. Experience is your best teacher. And I've been through so much shit in my life. No problem, my boy. I appreciate you. Yo, literally, I've been through so many things in my life, and now I understand why. I've been through so much things in my life because it made me see what I didn't see in myself at one point. I didn't see the strength that I see now. And that's only because I was looking for it outside of me. My father died when I was 15 for a reason. Because it was on me to etch my own path out here. I couldn't live by my dad's name. You understand what I'm saying? I had to live by my name. I had to create my own name. And me being the oldest child out of my dad's kids and my mom's kids, it also gave me a certain innate ability to be able to look at things from multiple perspectives. I never want to drown y'all out with just my perspective. I want y'all to be free as I would be. I want y'all to be free as you would be at the end of the day. Because if you're not expressing yourself to the best of your ability, you're blocking yourself in once again. So if we're going to start blocking ourselves in every chance we get, let's be more mindful about the scenarios we're going to put ourselves in. Let's be more mindful about the relationships we put ourselves in. Let's be more mindful about the recipe that you create for disaster. Like, because what I'm starting to understand is a lot of the negative situations that happen in our lives is negative situations that we put in our lives. We put that shit on ourselves. And it's only one reason why, because when we blinded by certain things, we can't see what we're really doing. And that's when you're like, when you driving on a regular street, you can't see what the accident that's about to happen up the street. But if you got that bird's eye view on life and you up here, not saying you look down on people, but you have to overstand stuff instead of understanding it and understanding it. Don't get under nothing. Don't let nothing be over your consciousness, over you. At the end of the day, the main concept is you. So I'm about to end this live because I consider this a little long-winded, but y'all know what I'm doing. Like, I want y'all to understand that this the type of energy that I'm going to spread out here. Like, when you see me, don't think about Mozzarella, the rapper. Think about me as a person that's tapping into my soul purpose, my spirit. And my spirit is to make sure that everybody has a whole understanding of what they are and who they are and why they are. We are all here for a reason. We was all put here for a reason, so connect. And look at even the climate of the world with this whole C virus. I don't even want to say the word to mess up the algorithm and get this video taken down. But even look at that shit. What's the main thing that they trying to push? Separatism. And that's when we fucked up. Once we stop looking at the world as we're all one and we're all connected, if I do this to them, it's going to happen to me. Karma, all that shit comes back in the full circle, like I was saying. But look at this. That C virus is telling people to stay away from each other. It's telling people to stay in the house. Telling people that it's dangerous to be around other people. Now, we're old enough to understand that we have a choice. But think about our kids in the next generation. They're going to grow up with a fear of people. I don't want to be around this person. They're going to make me sick. I can't be around you. We can't assemble. We can't have a big group meeting because somebody's going to get sick. That's the new narrative that they push into our children, yo. And I want y'all to think on that, ponder on that, yo. Y'all stay blessed. I love all y'all. And understand that I'm going to be a beacon of light down this dark road. And I want y'all to understand that there's certain things that we will not understand, and there's certain battles that we will not be able to fight alone. But in order for you to come together with anything, you have to know who you are as an individual. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.